greatest rabbis in Tunisian Jewry history, without a doubt, was a rabbi with the name Rabbi Tzemach Tzarfati Z'tl, one of the great rabbis of Tunisia of his time. He would actually, I believe, be actually even the chief rabbi of Tunisia, as they call it, the Rashi, and would be the parts of the Din, the famous Din of Tunisia, respectively. Now, there's different opinions of when he passed away. Now, seemingly, majority opinion says he was born in the year 1624 and passed away in 1717. He would have been 93 years of age, if we go with that assumption. But somewhere else did state maybe he passed away in the year 1712. Now, seemingly, I believe it was on Yud Dalet Adar Aleph was the date. It would have been Purim Katan, as they say. At the time period, he would have passed away. We go by the 1712 theory. But be it as it may, he was a very, very great rabbi of his time. He'd be appointed part of the Beit Din, the Jewish court over there. Let's explore a few of the highlights of the great rabbi's life. Now, much of the time he had a huge role to play in Tunisian Jewry over there. He was doing a huge amounts of work over there with regards to the rabbinic field. And I believe in that specific vicinity in itself, he would have two star students, very famous students, that really shape, let's say, the Jewish Jewry in of itself, especially in the early 1700s periods. This included Rabbi Abraham Tayyib and Rabbi Yitzchak Lombroso, two really great rabbis. I think both of them would actually end up succeeding him as a chief rabbi of Tunisia. And they were very much great rabbis in of itself. The Rabbi Yitzchak Lombroso actually came from the rabbinic dynasty of the famous Lombroso family. I think they actually originated from Italy originally, but then really shaped up Italian Jewry, and also the famous Rabbi Abraham Tayyib. Now, he would also have another star student, someone named Rabbi Masoud Raphael Al-Fassi, another great rabbi I think we spoke about inside a video. He was the author of the Mishnah, the Rabuta, very great rabbi. He would actually pass away in the year 1776, and very much, I would state, also shaping up the Jewry in itself. Now, Rabbi Tzarfati would play a very important role in the revival of Jewish study in Tunisia, especially during the mid-late 17th century, respectively. His judgments and commentaries, I don't think they were published in specifically its own volume, but his work was cited by many great rabbis of recent generations. I think one of his oldest oratories in Hara, I think, was a Jewish quarter of Tunis, which was named Sarfati, respectively. He would have like remembrances in of itself. Now, we can actually state more within regards to the great Chacham. He was known as Tzet, I believe, and he would sign various different and give haskamot to different things. And I believe, actually, interesting enough, there was a famous Bet Midrash called Bet Yaakov, a place I believe we've spoken about on various occasions before, where he was the head rabbi of Tunisia, especially during the heart of the 17th century, and was, I think, working with Rabbi Avraham Cohen also, who was nicknamed the Baba Rabbi. And they would they had various different shitot which were published within regards to their different teachings in of itself, and their teachings spread all throughout the areas, all over Tunisia and all over various different parts of North Africa. He would teach Gemara with a Rashi, especially. It was very well known, and especially his education along with Rabbi Avraham Cohen. They delved into books of the Marshal, for example, Marash, really intensely within regards to a pilpul point of view. Various different of his novels were actually printed under his name, and I think under the name the Bnei Yosef. I think were printed later on by Rabbi Yeshua Cohen Donji, who was a very great rabbi of that point in time, and we stated already about Rabbi Lombroso and Rabbi Tayyib. It's said that he would actually embark on a long journey to Israel, it's reported over, where he would actually travel through Damascus. But I think at that point in time, when he was on his travels to Israel, he sadly fell ill, I think at that point in time, in Damascus. And various different miracles would actually occur in his life. I think when in the instant of Damascus, he would get cured miraculously from the health issue he had. And the prophet Elijah came to him in a dream. I'm reading actually from the tunisia.co.il, brilliant website, which really gives the biographies and stories with regards to great Tunisian Rabbonim. And very much I would recommend everyone to check out that website to see within regards to that. And many of the customs from his time period, especially commemorating like the miracle of how he got cured from his illness, where he really accepted a huge abundance of Torah study, I think was practiced even in modern day. I think it's actually the custom, there's a specific custom existing among Tunisian Jews here in modern day. I think it's called the Leilat al-Bilada, I believe, which is very interesting. For Ben Yalda, which is the thing, I think, and very much we can say more within regards to that. There was a synagogue in Tunis that was named after him called the Salat Rabbi Tzemach. Very interesting. Now he passed away, it's reported, over in Jerusalem, and he was buried in Har HaZeitim, the Mount of Olives burial plot over there. And very much we could now, as I stated on the onset, there's a division on the exact date when the great rabbi passed away. There was one opinion stated 1712, another opinion said in the year 1717. Now I think in the book called the Toldot Chachmei Yerushalayim, Rabbi Abraham Leib Fromkin will actually maybe teach some of his teachings or describe within regards to his point in time. Now there was Koret Yodim, I think that was from Turkey. I think that was published, I think the fourth volume. There was Rabbi Shlomo Avraham Rozanis, who was, I think, a bibliographer and a historian, would actually also mention him. And I think there's a page dedicated to him in a book that was published in the year 1934, dedicated to Rabbi Tzemach Tzarfati from Damascus, where he would actually expound within regards to the great rabbi. So it's a different opinion on the dates when he passed away. There was another great rabbi, I think we'll mention him in the Mishpat Katuv. That was Rabbi Yisrael Zayton, another rabbi we've mentioned about on various occasions before inside this series. I think a book was published, I think, in 1980. Also, I think Rabbi Meir Mezuz would quote the Rabbi Tzemach Tzarfati on various occasions before, and just stating over how he was zoche to actually make aliyah to the land of Israel, especially in that specific period, back in the days of the early 1700s, respectively. And there's much more information. I very much recommend everyone to actually check out the website of tunisia.co.il, where it really talks about the great rabbis in of itself. I think Rabbi Yosef Cohen Tanuj would also speak about him, his journeys, how he would come to Israel, and there's much more you can find about him, and arguably one of the famous Tunisian rabbis of his time, and many famous stories are found within regards to the great rabbi. And I think he's, if I'm not mistaken, Rabbi Tzemach Tzarfati is also mentioned in the book from the Chidar Rabbi Chaim Yosef David Azulai in his great Torah book called the Shem HaGdolim also. And various other teachings are taught within regards to him in these different places in of itself. He left many great descendants also, it's reported over. I'm not too sure if it's connected to the Tsarfati rabbinic dynasty, because there was many great, let's just say, rabbis that actually descended with the family name Tzarfati at later stages. I think there was, So I would recommend everyone to learn more about the lineage of the great rabbi. Friends, we're in a community here. We're learning about the great Oriental rabbis of yesteryear. Now, if you descend from any of the great rabbis we're speaking about, please send me an email. I would love to hear more. If you know what the exact date when Rabbi Tzemach Tzarfati passed away, please let me know. Also, I'll really appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel now. Friends, we are nearly on 7,000 subscribers, which is a phenomenal achievement over here. If anyone's interested in watching any of these videos, please share these videos to other people also. So wishing you a Shabbat Shalom in advance, recording this here on Erev Shabbat. It's going to be Shabbat Parshat Bamidbar tomorrow here from the city of Beit Shemesh. Wishing you well, and please watch over all the previous videos we've recorded of the great Chachamim of yesteryear. We've nearly recorded about 1,000 biography videos of other great rabbis from Spanish countries and from North African countries. That's where we're encompassing on and thing on over here. So wishing you a great day, and thanks for watching, everyone, and take care. Thank you very much, everyone.